Hello, friends. What's going on? I haven't done this in a little while. How about a little live? Short-term rental university live. So we had a great success and unprecedented, let me say it again. We had great success and unprecedented number of really thoughtful comments after our Idaho series. I want to thank Luca and Jamie Lee and Charles for coming out, and my man Tayson and so on, helping with the whole Idaho project and visualization. And, you know, I found the commentary really, really engaging and exciting. It helped me sort of reflect on what people think I'm doing and how I come across. There was a lot of caution. There was a lot of excitement. There was a lot of the experts don't seem quite as excited as you. And I think that that's sort of the point, right? Like, we're documenting the real journey. This isn't, as somebody in the comments said, made for TV. There's no script. There's no real time. There's no hair or makeup, although I could probably use some. It's just like real time due diligence in the field, what the questions are. And from my perspective, I got exactly what it is that I want, which is some expert opinions about the feasibility, the concerns, the costs, the steepness, and these are all data points. You know, from my perspective, just think of it this way. I spent a small amount of money to get the foremost expert opinion about a parcel of land and an opportunity before I went out and spent a small fortune on it. And I have very high conviction in myself and my vision and what it is that I'm trying to do. And that expert opinion can either support, confirm, corroborate, or it could reject, kill, stall, delay, cause some pivots. And the jury's still out. As we indicated in the videos, I need to sell a property. It's for sale. I want to 1031 it. I want to defer the taxes legally. So this opportunity, like many of the opportunities I work on, may happen immediately. It could happen in a month. It could happen in a year. It could happen in 10 years. But the time to start thinking about it and the time to start acting on it is long in advance. So Idaho, I feel really great about. I learned an awful lot. I had a lot of fun. I thought making the videos was tremendous. I thought Charles did a fabulous job capturing it and editing it. And we had some challenges with the audio, but in the end, I'm very pleased with it. And it's shown not so much in the number of views, because the views are down, but I think that the engagement and the people that are watching and listening and learning and commenting, you know, we're going to a place where it's not a quick little tip. But if you listen to part 4 in particular, where I start to talk about the timing and how you line it up, and I've got something for sale, and I need to time the sale with the timing of the purchase of this, and I need to time it with the approvals and the conditional use. I mean, there's like 20 different things moving around, and I have multiple of these projects going on at the same time. I've got something in Wyoming I'm working on. I'm looking at the Idaho project. Actually, I have more than one thing in Wyoming, multiple things in Wyoming, this Idaho project, and the one that I'm actually acting on soonest and most like immediately is in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a preview about that. Today is Thursday, October 18th. Tomorrow I have the great honor and privilege and pleasure to go to Parents Weekend. I have 2 daughters in boarding school. One of them is at Berkshire and one of them is at Hotchkiss. And so tomorrow, early in the morning, I'm going up and I'm spending Parents Weekend at both schools. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out, but I'm going to bounce around and do my absolute best to be present and enjoy my daughter's company and their education as much as possible. And then on Saturday night, I come back with my kids, and sometime around Sunday afternoon, I depart. I'm going to go down to the Outer Banks. And Charles is joining me. He's driving from Richmond. I have architects and designers that are excellent, and I've worked together and I've seen their work. I am paying for them to come down, and then starting Monday, we are going to be filming the due diligence that we're conducting down in the Outer Banks. We're looking at land, we're looking at motels, we're looking at some places we're going to erect some unique single-family homes that are geared towards Airbnb, and there's just a lot of really amazing things going on. And so while every single word and every single video may not capture your attention if you're not actually doing this right now, I think just listening to the line of questioning and how much work is being done long in advance in anticipation of closing and building and the schedule. And, you know, I've got this model here that I've built for this project, and I'm not going to share the numbers with people because it's not appropriate. But I mean, these are the summary pages, and it's just one project after another in this larger project. And I think they're really exciting and compelling. I have an opportunity to have an impact on a very hard to reach area that has no lodging and make it a place where lots of people can come and enjoy for decades. And going back to that sort of like legacy thing, I think the opportunity to create a community and a culture, positively influence places. And what I mean by that is we're not optimizing for dollars only. So the first sketch I got back from a civil engineer, like 80% of the buildable land was pavement. It was parking, and that's the code and that's zoning. We're going to meet with the planning department and the code department and the zoning department, and I have civil engineers that I've retained and architects and so on. And we're going to talk about how we can get to a better place, because I don't want to be the dude that, like, what's that song? Paved paradise and put up a parking lot. Like, I don't want to do that. I want it to be much more organic and include some of the natural grasses and the look and feel of the sound and the ocean and the sand and trees. And I want it to be soft. I don't want it to be all concrete. And so if that means we have to scale back the number of units and therefore the profitability, well, I think that that's a short-term poor decision, long-term smart decision. And since we're building all of this for generations to come, I'm really thinking about it from a long-term perspective. So anyway, I hope that you guys find that interesting. I want to say hi to a couple of folks that said hello. T-Dan89, what's going on? Jay Lewis, how you doing? I see that there's, I don't know, a dozen or so people live. I'm going to ask if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them right now. Otherwise, I'm just going to say that for today, Thursday, the 18th of October, I wanted to recap on Idaho. I wanted to thank everybody for their attention. That was new. That was risky. We hadn't done that before. It was long format. It was hard to follow, circular, iterative, and I know some of the audio wasn't great. Plus, Luca is a little bit on the soft-spoken side and with an accent, so it can be a little challenging. So I really appreciate everybody's interest and attention and the people that were thoughtful with the commentary. I know you mean really well, and I very much appreciate that. So thank you, friends. And then I think that starting next week on Monday, when we're down in the Outer Banks, we're going to create some amazing content once again, and I'm really excited about that. Chicken Scratch Travels, love your sustainable thinking. I'd love to stay at one of your properties sometime. I'd love to have you. And Bray, how are you? You were one of the people that commented. I appreciate it. And I just, you know, it was interesting reading the comments on the Idaho project, because I think a lot of people were really genuinely concerned for me and my outlook and my future and trying to be helpful. And that's just so warm. I mean, in essence, we're all strangers, but we're in this community, and you guys are like looking out for me. But I just want to say, as much as I appreciate it, you know, I feel really good about the whole thing. I don't feel like, I don't know. I think the comments had a more negative tone than I felt. In fact, I feel very positive. And you may not know this, but in my prior life, I was paid. I ran a $4 billion hedge fund. My primary job was to conduct due diligence. And if you think about that, in addition to finding investment opportunities, I had to conduct due diligence. And the way you conduct due diligence is you find every reason imaginable to not make the investment, right? Like, that's the mindset. Not why I should make the investment. That's really easy. It's why I shouldn't. And so I hired these experts to basically tell me why I should not make the investment. And I think maybe on the video on the YouTube channel, that wasn't really evident. But I told Charles that, I told them that, I'm sharing it with you. Maybe it was a little bit late, but that's my mindset. I don't want to hire people to rubber stamp and yes me. I want to hire people to block me, show me the blind spots, tell me what I'm missing. Let's talk about all of that so that if I get through all that, then we're still a go. But I love that land. I love that project. I love that opportunity. It may change over time. It may get delayed. It may happen immediately. But such is life, and that's what real estate's all about. So being prepared. Romania, how are you? I needed to watch this series. I was waiting to binge watch it. You know, it's pretty funny. My girlfriend started watching it, and when she got to the end of the third one, she's like, "Where's the fourth?" And I said, "You're going to have to wait." And then we've been busy, and the fourth one is about 30 minutes, so she has yet to watch it. And I've been waiting to watch it. I watched the first couple of minutes. I've read all the comments. I've responded to some of the comments. But I just want to take a moment and tell you how much it means to me that people take time out of their day. Everyone's really busy to not only watch the series, but then to be thoughtful and you know, concerned about me is really, really warm, and it gives me a lot of satisfaction. So Jay, great content. Just keep up the good work. Wait until you see what's going down in Outer Banks. I'm really excited. And that, just to put it in a slightly different perspective, unlike Idaho, it's not like go, don't go, what do we do? We're going. We're going. I closed on my first property just yesterday. So like, it's happening, full steam ahead. I'm excited. You guys are going to watch it. Bray, very insightful videos. I love watching a project come together. We'll keep following. Cool. Well, anyway, guys, listen, I'm not going to keep anybody anymore. Keep the comments coming. I really appreciate your attention and your interest. There's amazing things that are happening. And one of the things, when I'm down with Charles next week, Charles, we're going to film this tip. I know we said we're going to sort of like move away from the Airbnb tips, but I said if there was something that was really important and pressing, we needed to film it. I've got a really good one. Huge, about $20,000 in my pocket because I did something that I'm going to encourage everyone to do. So watch for that. I don't know when Charles will release it. He's the boss, but I've got some really good things. So anyway, guys, be well. Happy Thursday. It's a beautiful day here in New York City. I can't wait to go see my kids tomorrow at Berkshire and Hotchkiss. And then I can't wait to get down to the Outer Banks and just get this party started. So thanks again for your attention and your comments. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.